Haigusuyo Chugunabira. I'm Robert Kajiwara. Um, we have some big news in Ryukyu or Okinawa, and I wanted to live stream this video to talk about it. Of course, I have been posting about it quite a lot on Twitter, on Weibo, on the YouTube comments, on other social media platforms. But I wanted to make this video to actually talk about it on camera with you all, to share what's going on. Please bear with me because I'm not really used to live streaming in this format. Usually when we live stream, it's a webinar or a conference or something like that, some type of public event. But in this case, I'm just at home, and I just wanted to talk about some important news happening right now, which is why I wanted to try live streaming in this case. So please just bear with me. So I do have a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation to share. Let me pull that up. Okay, so the title of today's video or presentation is Japan Threatens to Sue Okinawa. Ryukyu Governor Denny Tamaki rejects U.S. military base redesigns. So what's happening is the government of Japan is trying to force Ryukyuan or Okinawan Governor Denny Tamaki to approve of the redesigns of the U.S. military base construction at Henoko, Okinawa. So as you can see in these photos here, these three photos I've included of the bay at Henoko. The bay is called Oura Bay. It's a rare and precious coral reef filled with hundreds of rare and endangered species, including the Okinawa dugong. This is one of its few remaining natural habitats. And so what's happening is the United States and Japan, they're destroying this coral reef. They're paving over at least part of it in order to build a U.S. military base. So they're filling in land into the water. You see here the photo to your right. That's the construction that's going on. That's the landfill. They're pouring in land and dirt into the sea to make this landfill, and then they're going to build the military base on top of that area. So that's the situation that's going on. And of course, Ryukyuans or Okinawans or Uchinanchu is the native word referring to the native peoples of Okinawa Island, or Uchina Island, as we say in our language, Uchina Shima. So the people have been very strongly opposed to this military base construction. My petition against the base received over 212,000 signatures. There was a referendum in 2019 where the people voted overwhelmingly against this base. And this was in spite of Japan's attempts to sway the vote. Japan really tried to sway the vote. They tried to manipulate the referendum in order to get more people to vote either for the base or at least neutral. They say they have no opinion. Japan tried to sway the vote, but in spite of all that, the Ryukyuan or Uchinanchu people voted overwhelmingly against this base. Over 70% voted against the base. So that's a huge percentage. So the picture down in the lower left screen, that's my petition that received over 212,000 signatures. That amounts to around 20% of the Uchinanchu or Okinawan population. And then in the upper right corner, that's the front page of the Okinawa Times, the day of the referendum, and there we are, basically we're rallying against the base, and we're encouraging people to go vote in the referendum. And there I am, in the middle right there, wearing the white sweatshirt. Okay, and then retired United Nations human rights expert Alfred de Zayas, Dr. Alfred de Zayas, referred to the military base as illegal. He did this in my interview with him, my previous interview with him of 2021, where I interviewed him regarding his book, Building a Just World Order. So Dr. Alfred de Zayas, UN expert, said the base was illegal. If you haven't seen my interview with him, please check it out. It is on YouTube and other social media platforms. I can include the link in the description. The construction of the military base at Henoko, it's faced a lot of major design and engineering problems. And so this has forced Japan to make significant revisions to the design. So basically, the biggest problem with this base construction from a design standpoint is that because they want to build the base on top of the coral reef, on top of the water, they have to fill in the land to do so. But the soil at the coral reef, it's very, very soft. They describe it as mayonnaise like in substance. So could you imagine trying to build a massive military base over mayonnaise? It's way too soft. And so Japan, they're trying to, I guess, reinforce the ground, but it's not really working. So they have to make major revisions to their original designs. Okay, and so that's the situation that's currently going on. And so the government of Japan has tried to pressure and intimidate Governor Tamaki, Okinawan or Ryukyu Governor Denny Tamaki, to approve of the redesigns. Some Japanese politicians, especially with the LDP, the Liberal Democratic Party, which is neither liberal nor democratic, but Japan's ruling LDP, some politicians have even threatened to sue Okinawa for billions of yen in damages. What exactly are those damages? I don't know. I guess they're saying that they're claiming that it's delaying the construction, which is stupid because the construction has been going on since December 2018. It's been quite a while, and it's still nowhere near completion because of the major design issues. It's going to take, they're estimating it's going to take another 12 years or so to finish the construction. I'm not an engineer, but in the news, it's been reported a lot of engineers don't think it's even possible to build this base. So that's the current situation. Several days ago, the news reports were saying that Governor Tamaki is stuck between a rock and a hard place. He at this time, he had not made his decision publicly announced yet. So no one knew what he was going to decide. We were all waiting very eagerly to hear what his decision would be. And so the news reports were saying he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. No matter what he does, many people are going to be very angry at him. So the reports were saying if Tamaki approves of the designs, the Ryukyuan or the Okinawan Uchinanchu people will be furious and possibly call for his resignation. This was what the news reports were saying. And then the reports were also saying if Tamaki disapproves of the designs, the Japan government will be furious and will accuse him of violating the Constitution of Japan and will find ways to retaliate against him. So a few days ago, no one knew what he was going to do. Governor Tamaki did finally make his announcement. He said he cannot approve of the designs. which is huge news for us. It's huge news for Ryukyuans, for Okinawans or Uchinanchu. And the overwhelming majority of Ryukyuans are extremely happy with him for sticking by the people, not what the Japan government far, far away in Tokyo decided. Tokyo, that's a 3-hour flight. That's a 3-hour flight from Okinawa. It's not that close. So the Japanese politicians in Tokyo, they are thinking one thing, but the actual people, the Ryukyuan people, the Ryukyuan, the Okinawan, the Uchinanchu people think something very differently, strongly oppose the base. So Governor Tamaki did the right thing. He stuck with the people who elected him, the people who trust him to stop the base. He did the right thing. It took a lot of courage. It was a very brave thing for him to do. So he did it. And a lot of people, I think, were surprised because historically, a lot of Okinawan politicians, when they've been in similar situations, a lot of them have actually gone along with the Japan government, not because they agree, not because they support the Japan government, but because it's sort of they're trying to carefully maneuver Japan's complex political scene. And so the basic idea is they're thinking, well, if we agree with Japan on one thing, on this thing, maybe we can get our own, maybe we can get some type of benefit later down the line. It's kind of a trade-off. That's what a lot of previous Okinawan politicians were kind of thinking. The problem with that mentality is it almost never works. That strategy almost never works. And we can see that today because the Ryukyu, Okinawa, has had a major US military presence since 1945. And since this is the year 2023, over that entire time span, things have actually gotten worse for Ryukyuans or Okinawans. They haven't improved. They've actually gotten significantly worse. The amount of military that Okinawa currently has is actually far greater today than it was in 1972. So several decades ago, it's actually gotten quite a bit worse. So to me, what that indicates is that the strategy that Okinawan politicians have been using up until this point haven't been working. So that the whole idea of, well, let's do a trade-off. Let's agree with the Japan government on this thing, but then let's hope that they'll agree with us on this other thing. I don't think that strategy works. It just hasn't worked. It hasn't worked for many decades now. I don't think it's going to work in the future either. So that's why a lot of people in Okinawa really were afraid that Governor Tamaki was going to approve of the designs for this military base in this situation, because that's generally been what a lot of Okinawan politicians have done previously. Again, not because they agree with the base, or the military, but because they're just trying to navigate both Japanese and US politics, and it's really complicated. And remember, Ryukyuans or Okinawans are a minority. We're a minority going up against two massive, powerful countries, the United States and Japan, both of whom just ignore the voices of Ryukyuans. So Um, this is why Okinawan politicians just have such a difficult job, having to deal with both the United States and Japan. Um, and like I said, this is also why a lot of the Ryukyuans today really thought that Governor Tamaki was going to approve of the military base redesigns. But thankfully, he did not. He did not approve of the designs. And so, I mean, the overwhelming majority of Ryukyuans are very, very happy with his decision and are supporting Governor Tamaki. This quote that I included on the slide, this was a quote that Governor Tamaki made at his second term inauguration. So not recently, but it was it was over a year ago now. But the quote was recently appeared in Mainichi, in an article by the Mainichi. It's a very beautiful quote that they added to this article, and so I'll read it. I think the road will continue to be full of thorns, but I want to step through the thorns with my own feet and do my best for the sake of those who will come after me. End quote. That was Governor Tamaki. The thing is, a lot of politicians all over the world, American politicians, Japanese politicians, European politicians, they say a lot of really nice things. They make some nice quotes, nice speeches, but most of it is just talk. It's empty talk. They want to say something nice, but then their actions are bad. They don't actually follow through on the things that they're going to say. But the really amazing thing is, in this case, Governor Tamaki actually followed through. He was elected twice by the people, by the Ryukyuan or Okinawan people, to serve the people, and especially to stop this military base construction at Henoko. That was one of his major platforms. That was one of his major campaign promises, was to stop the military base. And although he hasn't been able to do that yet, he's really been trying. And the fact that he actually did not approve of the military base redesigns, that proves that he really is trying his best to stop this military base. Because, like I said, a lot of previous Okinawan politicians probably would have approved of the designs. And my point is not to criticize previous Okinawan politicians. So don't interpret that as me criticizing other Okinawan politicians. Okay, like I said, they were all put in a very, very difficult position, and they're just trying their best. Okay, but in this case, Governor Tamaki's actions have been he really exceeded, I think, he really exceeded a lot of people's expectations, including mine, because I was one of the people who thought he was going, a few days ago, before he announced his decision, I thought he was going to approve the designs too. I was one of them, because I know the history of what previous Okinawan politicians have done, and I was really afraid he was going to approve the designs. But the fact that he did not, that was shocking. It was amazing. It was a very pleasant surprise. But But yeah, it was shocking. So it it I've always liked Governor Tamaki. I've met him on multiple occasions. But to me, his actions, his recent actions of his refusal to approve the designs, that really takes him to the next level. Uh, you know, he's not just a politician. It proves that he's not just a politician. He is Uchinanchu. Yeah, he is native Okinawan. He is Luchu Nubwa. He is a child of Luchu, and this is something that only Uchinanchu, only Luchu Nubwa can understand. The Americans and Japanese they will never truly understand Luchu. They'll never understand Okinawa. But Governor Tamaki's actions were just amazing. He did the right thing. It took a lot of courage. It was a very brave thing to do, and but he did it. He did it when a lot of other people would not have. And so, just have to say thank you to him for doing this. Now the question is, what next? Japan, like I said, I'm sure that the Japan government is furious. I'm sure they're plotting a way to retaliate strongly against Governor Tamaki, against Okinawa at large. This was a very encouraging tweet by Councillor Iha Yoichi. The state, meaning Japan, could sue us, meaning Okinawa, tomorrow. We'll fight against the state together with the citizens of the prefecture. It's a very strong and positive statement by Councillor Iha Yoichi. So that's very encouraging. They know Japan is going to retaliate. So they're going to do their best to fight against it. Like I said, the overwhelming majority of Ryukyuans or Uchinanchu are extremely happy by Governor Tamaki's decision. And already a number of people have written nice comments on social media. There's been peace rallies in front of the U.S. military base, where they're continuing to protest against the base, and they're voicing support for Governor Tamaki for his decision. So the governor's decision has really reinvigorated. It's given a lot of a big energy boost to the people against this military base. So I want to read some of your comments now that you've left from me on social media. What course of legal action can be done to stop this illegal incursion immediately? Surely the former colonies of Japan will support us fully. Yes, thank you for your comment. A lot of the former colonies of Japan do support us. However, some of the former colonies, right now, they also have a lot of U.S. military bases that their government agreed to. So I don't really want to criticize other countries, but a lot of the former colonies of Japan do support us. They are sympathetic to us, but not all of them. Some of them, they have positive economic and social and cross-cultural ties with Japan now. A lot of them have U.S. military alliances. Okay, they have alliances with the U.S. military. So not all of them will support us because they don't want to get involved. They don't want to criticize the U.S. and some of them also don't want to criticize Japan. So that's one problem. But like I said, a lot of countries around the world do support us. They are sympathetic towards us. Now, for your question, what course of legal action can be done to stop this illegal incursion immediately? That's a great question. That's the billion-dollar question. If we had an answer to that, we wouldn't be in this situation in the first place. If we had an answer to that, the military base construction would have stopped a long time ago. What can be done? I don't know. I'm as an activist, I'm trying my best. The Peace for Okinawa Coalition, we're all trying our best. Many other activist groups in Luchu are trying their best. People have been trying to stop this military base, not just for years, but for decades. Okay, decades. This has been going on. I think it even started, not the construction, but the plans for this military base began even before I was born. Okay, long before I was born. This has been going on for a long, long time. And a lot of Ryukyuans, a lot of Uchinanchu have been trying their best to stop it for decades. So if we had if we had an answer, we would have done it immediately. It's just when you're going up against the United States and Japan, it's really tough. It's really tough. Me and my organization, the Peace for Okinawa Coalition, we have been working at the United Nations since 2019 to try to stop this base. Governor Tamaki and many other Okinawa politicians have been trying to stop this base for a long, long time. Many other Ryukyuan activist groups have also been working at the UN or other international forums to try to stop this base. So far, we have not been successful, but a lot of people are trying. Next comment. Could you possibly entreat some humanitarian group for aid, reach out to a UN representative for solidarity? I don't think this fight should just be yours and people should know this is happening. Yes, as I just said, of course, we are in contact with a number of UN representatives. Earlier I mentioned Dr. Alfred de Zayas. There are others as well. We have been working with a lot of NGOs, a lot of nonprofit organizations, humanitarian groups. We're trying. We are moving in the right direction. Things are happening behind the scenes. Very positive things. I can't always talk publicly about everything that happens behind the scenes, but we are moving in the right direction. We're getting more and more support from around the world every day. Let's see, a lot of you left some very nice comments of support. Free Luchu, free Ryukyu, free Okinawa, freedom for Locho and her people. Yes, this comment about Governor Denny Tamaki, gutsy man. If he truly represents his people, then he's a genuine politician, not just an actor. That's right. That was very impressive by Governor Tamaki to actually follow through on his word. And prove he's not just an actor. He's like I said, he's Uchinanchu. he is Luchu Nuwa. He really understands it. And then many people on Weibo also left very positive comments. So thank you for all your comments and support. I think just about done for this video today. Would like to end again just by repeating Governor Tamaki's very beautiful quote. I think the road will continue to be full of thorns, but I want to step through the thorns with my own feet and do my best for the sake of those who will come after me. It's a very beautiful and powerful quote. And he's actually followed through with it. It wasn't just empty talk. It wasn't just a nice political speech. He really meant it. So, again, thank you to Governor Tamaki, and thank you all for watching this video. And again, thanks for your support. And I'll see you next time. Itasarugutu.